Here's a bold statement. Race manipulation in NASCAR is one of the most elusive issues for the organization to control, and it's sparking heated debates among drivers, teams, and fans alike. But here's where it gets controversial. While some see it as a strategic part of the sport's DNA, others argue it undermines fairness and integrity. So why is it so hard to curb? Let's dive in. Chris Buescher, the Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing driver, known for his candid and unfiltered opinions, recently shed light on this contentious topic. Unlike many who might tread carefully, Buescher doesn't mince words, even if his views aren't always popular. When asked about race manipulation during a media session ahead of the Talladega Superspeedway playoff race, he offered a refreshingly honest perspective. Race manipulation, the act of strategically influencing a race's outcome to benefit oneself or a teammate, has been a hot-button issue in the Cup Series lately. And this is the part most people miss. It's not just about cheating. It's about the grey areas of strategy that have been part of NASCAR's culture for over 75 years. If there's a loophole or a clever tactic to gain an edge, chances are someone will exploit it. Buescher, though not in playoff contention this season, addressed the delicate balance of what can and can't be said over team radio. He acknowledged that certain comments, even if well-intentioned, could be misinterpreted by NASCAR officials as attempts to manipulate the race. For instance, a simple instruction to conserve tires might be seen as a covert plan to influence the race's outcome. Here's the kicker. NASCAR's recent warnings to teams have made it clear. Attempt race manipulation at your own peril. I think the message we've gotten is clear enough, Buescher said. Do it at your own risk, but you're not going to like the result. Ultimately, I think that's fair. Buescher also recalled a memorable incident from last year's Martinsville race, where cars appeared to be deliberately blocking the track. We had a terrible scenario with cars just riding and blocking basically the entire racetrack, he explained. Such moments raise questions about whether race manipulation was at play, but as Buescher pointed out, it's incredibly difficult for officials to definitively prove intent. It's a hard line for anybody to police, he admitted. Here's where it gets even more complicated. The same words can mean different things, depending on context. For example, Buescher shared an anecdote from the Roval race, where a team's instruction to save tires was later scrutinized as potentially manipulative. We realistically wanted to make sure we had some tire life left for a late race restart, he clarified. That was not to help anybody other than ourselves. This highlights the challenge NASCAR faces in interpreting team communications without jumping to conclusions. So, where do we draw the line? Is race manipulation an acceptable part of the sport's strategy, or does it cross into unethical territory? Here's a thought-provoking question for you. Should NASCAR implement stricter penalties for suspected manipulation, or is the current at-your-own-risk approach enough? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This is one debate that's far from over.